Yo, what's going on YouTube? Welcome back to the Minnesota Twins game review, and let's just jump into this one. We lost badly. This is the 5th time we've played the Astros, 3 times we've been blown out, and we have 2 wins. I mean, it's one of those games. Houston's a good team. Our pitching sucked tonight. Our bats haven't been good. What can you do? But here's the kicker. Here is the kicker. I said we needed to split the series against Houston, right? I said we needed to split the series, get 2 games at home, and, stay in contention, stay at the top of the AL Central. I totally wrote yesterday's game off as a loss. That's on me. I take my full responsibility for that one, but hey, I'm pretty sure like 99% of Twins fans said Verlander on the mound. That kind of lineup, we'll take a loss on that one. That's okay, right? That is respectable. It's Verlander. We ended up getting a win. That's insane. And then I said, hey, we got Berríos on the mound on what? Today is Thursday, the final game of the series. I said that's probably a win. So a loss and a win. It's the 2 middle games that are going to matter. And I said we could split them, right? I said, hey, we can lose one of them if we win the other one. We lost today, which means tomorrow is a must-win with Martin Perez on the mound. But hey, we took the first game against Verlander. Again, I don't think anybody thought that we were going to win that game. So here's the thing. We win the first game, split the second 2, lose today, win tomorrow, win with Berríos on the mound, and we took the series 3-1. I like that idea. I think it's totally doable. It's just going to be, will our bats come alive? Is our defense going to be okay? And is our pitching going to rely, or is it going to hold up? We cannot rely on one of these things. They all kind of got to work together. But you know what? I'll take 11-0 loss over a 1-0 loss. If we were on the other side of things yesterday, because, hey, you can write this off and say, you know what? Yep, Houston beat us. Great. A 1-0 loss is the same thing as an 11-0 loss. Or win, if you're on the other end of things. It doesn't matter what the score is. An L is an L, and a W is a W. I've said that so many times. And you know what? So what? Houston's a good team. We did not play well tonight. Give them the win. Let's move on to tomorrow. But let's go look at the box score really quickly. So they scored 11 runs to our none. Like I said, 11 runs on 15 hits to our 0 runs for 3 hits and 2 errors. Another thing. This is why baseball is the greatest sport. And you guys could try to change my mind down in the comments below. But hey, I don't think that any of you guys are going to disagree with me on that. But we had 3 hits yesterday and we won. We had 3 hits today and got blown out. Hey, sometimes it happens. You're not going to win every game. It's a 162-game season. We're still on pace for 102 wins this year. That's way better than I think anybody would have expected. Now, granted, that's playing as well as we are now, but still, if we can win 90 games, I think that's enough to win the AL Central. I still think that's enough to compete in the playoffs, and that's with 12 games to spare. That's tanking a little bit, or going into a slump. Right now, we're on a pace to win 102 games. You're going to lose games like this. And I'd rather lose games like this to Houston than Baltimore or Cleveland or Kansas City, somebody in our division. So, we throw this loss to the side. But let's go to the pitching. Pineda was on the mound. He did throw 5 innings. Struggled, but he got through 5 innings. Started the 6th and then kind of blew up in the 5th a little bit too. They scored 2 runs in the 5th, 4 runs in the 6th, and 4 runs in the 8th. And another run in the 3rd. But we were in it at the beginning, and then just like Houston usually does, they come back at the end. Pineda went 5 innings, gave up 9 hits, 5 earned runs, 1 walk, only struck out 2, and allowed 2 home runs. Then McGill came in. He pitched 2 innings. First inning wasn't very good. That's where all of his damage was done with 3 hits, 2 earned runs, 1 home run. But he struck out the side. Did he strike out the side in the 7th? I don't think he struck out the side in the 7th. But he had a 1-2-3 7th inning, which was good for him. And then Mejia came in. He sucked. Harper came in, did okay, and Romero came in. He's going to be good. If he can figure it out, Romero is going to be good. And we know he's been in the majors before. He was struggling a little bit besides his first 3 or 4 or 5 starts. Then he started struggling. If he can get back to that, I think he'll be okay. But he came in the 9th inning, and he allowed a hit and a walk, but struck out 2 guys. it was a bad night. I mean, it was a bad night for us offensively, for our pitching. Gerrit Cole. I don't usually go over the other team's pitching stats, but here you go. 7 innings pitched, 1 hit, 3 walks, 11 strikeouts. I mean, he looked like Odorizzi did last night. I mean, you're not going to do well when you strike out 7 or 11 times. I mean, he is the highest K per 9, the most strikeouts in the majors this year. Verlander's number 2. So, I mean, to face these two guys and pull a win out, I think that's a positive thing. Let's go to the batters. Kepler. Him and Schoop were the only 2 hits. We were getting no hit, or the only 2 players with hits. We had 3 hits total. We did not do well. We got no hit through the first 5 innings. Thank goodness for Kepler. I tell you what, he went 2 for 3 tonight with a walk and a strikeout. His batting average is still 278, which is incredible. Polanco has really struggled. He walked twice tonight, but went 0 for 2. His batting average is now 320. Cruz seemed to be injured tonight. I don't know what was going on. Maybe that's why he was out of the lineup last night. But he I mean, you could see it his hands. He wasn't, he didn't have his hands together. He wasn't swinging the bat like he normally does. He was wincing after a couple of swings in the first inning. And then Cave came in with the bases loaded in the, 7th or 8th. That would have been nice for him to get a home run there and, put a grand slam on the board. It would have meant a great title for this video. But, it happens. He he struck out, I think. Rosario, another 0 for 4, a 238 batting average for him. He's got to figure it out so he doesn't just rely on his home run ability. The guys at the bottom of the lineup tonight just really didn't have nothing. They've really been struggling as of the last 3 games. The bottom of our lineup is really when we've been hurting. And Crone went 0 for 4. Schoop got a hit in the 9th, went 1 for 4. Andrianza went 0 for 2 with 2 walks. Castro 0 for 3. And Buxton 0 for 3. So, you've got 3 guys now batting under 200 with Andrianza, Castro, and Gonzalez. And it was just a bad night offensively. If we should start at the beginning though. Let's go back through this. It looked like we were gonna be okay. It looked like it was gonna be a great game. Where's my notebook at? Over here. I wrote things down. Andrianza had an amazing play in the first inning. He had a diving play to his right, got up and threw out Altuve. That was incredible. And then we had a 1-2-3 inning in the first. And then Pineda came back out for the second. No damage done, but he had 4 batters faced. And then in the third inning, there were 5 batters he faced. And then in the 6th inning, there was an error on Polanco. I think it might have been on Crone. I don't know who got really charged for that error. Polanco had a terrible night at in the field. They gave the error to Crone. Could have gone to Polanco. Either way, it doesn't matter. He had a terrible fielding error, and then Polanco had another error in the 4th inning. That one changed the game because that allowed for another base runner to get on base. No damage was done in that inning, but it just allowed for a longer inning, more guys to run the bases, and it really changed the outcome of the game. It got the hitters out of order for the Twins, how they were retired, which could have changed who came up when the bases were occupied. That was huge in the 6th inning for him. Springer kept a ball inside the fence twice, 1 for a home run, 1 off the wall. Those things just change the game, especially when you make errors. Allow for, especially on a cold and crappy rainy night like it was, those things, they bite you in the butt when you make a couple mistakes like that, and they can capitalize. That error really changed a lot for the game. Not saying we would have won, but that's the difference between containing a team like the Astros, who are super good. Look at Springer, 2 for 5. Altuve got a hit. Bregman got a hit. Brantley had 3 hits. Correa had 2 hits. Reddick had 3 hits. Almost everybody in their lineup. When you're getting 15 hits, obviously everybody's going to pretty much get a hit. But up and down the lineup, they're good. They're incredible. And it's going to be hard to contain them. But it's easier for them to get runners on base, get runs, when you're making errors like that. Just simple mistakes that just come and bite you sometimes. But you know what? It doesn't really matter. Like I said, a win is a win. A loss is a loss. It doesn't matter what the score is. You can win 1-0. You can lose 11-0. It's a win and a loss. Doesn't matter if it's 3-2, 15-16, 105-104, or 105-0. It doesn't matter. It's out the window. Take your win, take your loss, and move on. Another thing, before I wrap up this video, we are still at the top of the AL Central. Like I said, we were 2.5 games up. Cleveland gets to face the Marlins. That's a joke, but they did win tonight. And I mean, I can't believe they lost that one time. But they won 7-4 tonight. They are 16-12. The Marlins are 8-21. Oh my lord. They should not be losing to the Marlins, but I mean that's just the games you play, right? And I'd rather play Houston, the Yankees, the Rays in April and May instead of August and September when we get Detroit, the Sox, and Kansas City literally the last 3 weeks of the season. So I'd rather get these tough games out of the way now, still be at the top of the AL Central, and let Cleveland struggle later in the season when it actually matters. So that's all I got for you today. We're going to come back, kick some butt tomorrow, and get the win with Martin Perez and then Barrios on the mound for the final game. It's going to be okay, guys. It's going to be okay. Like I said, I'd take 11-0 loss. I'd rather lose that way than a heartbreaker. But hey, a loss is a loss. We got to take it and move on. So that's all I got for you today. Make sure to come back tomorrow for another one. I got a couple videos planned for the next couple of days, so hopefully we'll get those out. And that's I'll let you figure that out in the next couple of videos. So that's all I got for you today. Make sure to come back tomorrow for another one, and we will see you then.